Hello, how are you today? I just wanted to do a quick video about in October this year will be the 20th anniversary of Battlefield 2142. So I started some days ago a thread in Reddit, and I would like to share with you some of the answers, some of the replies that I have seen. Some are good, some are bad, and let's read them together. For example, this person said, as I mentioned in the last thread of the same topic, DICE and EA are not capable of creating a worthy sequel. Their latest Battlefield games have been more or less called clones and hot garbage. It is one of the most upvoted comments. I said that it was an interesting point of view, and I asked to 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 uh, if he could explain a little further his answer. So other person said, issue is not necessarily about movement or gunplay. A huge shift has been made starting with Battlefield 3 with more emphasis on smaller maps and reducing teamplay. No more squad leaders with special abilities and gadgets, and no more commanders. The line differentiating classes has been blurred with the introduction of weapons that can be used by every crisis. The experience is less sandboxy and more scripted with the evolution event. Take the engineer class for example. Its infantry killing power has increased so much, and with the introduction of open weapons, it can now effectively fight infantry at all range. It introduced two major issues. The class became so popular the rocket launchers needed to be nerfed to compensate, making it even less specialized at fighting vehicles. Other issue is less required teamplay. When engineers only had a personal defense weapon to fight against infantry, you actually had to stick to your squad to take care of enemy infantry while you focus on vehicles. The boat, unfortunately, has long shared, and any criticism regarding the shift made with Battlefield 3 is not welcomed by the Battlefield community. The Battlefield series won't return to its roots. Don't get me wrong, I love Battlefield 3 and I enjoy it. I think it's a good game. I just think it's not a very good Battlefield title. Same with Battlefield 6. Other person said, well said, you'll get the guillotine for speaking critically of 3 and 4, which honestly just shows that they were code players before and never played 2 or 2142, Battlefield 2 or Battlefield 2142. Also, don't get me wrong either. I enjoyed several code titles alongside early Battlefield titles, but Battlefield 3 failed to distinguish itself and carry over what made the series special from the start. Still a great game, but far from what I wanted for the past 15 years. And don't forget, the map design is totally different now too. Battlefield has taken the code approach of making maps with nonsensical building layout and design in order to reduce camping spots and discourage people using cover. Seriously, go into any building and look around and see if you can find this cover. You can't? There is always some angle that you can get shot from behind from. This encourages code style running around constantly fighting, but it also betrays and contradicts some of the best things about Battlefield. Here's a question that really bothers me. What's the point in having a destructible environment if we don't use it? In a world where you can blow holes in walls and level buildings strategically, it doesn't matter if someone inside the house has cover, because you can just blow up that cover. Yet in Battlefield 6, there is almost no cover worth a damn in any structure at all, and it can be destroyed. The experience is completely cacked now. If we compare Battlefield 6 gameplay to a game like Battlefield Remastered, the experiences aren't really comparable, despite Battlefield having taken most of its inspiration from Battlefield and Arma. A thing we could do in Battlefield, my friends and I, was on the big conquest maps, taking a point like C on any given map and then fortifying it and locking it down while we held it for the entire map. We were able to build and fortify the destructible cover that protected us, but also gave us cover from small arms fire. This forced the enemy to decide if they wanted to try and seek us, storm the fortifications, or lay into the building with high explosives. And if we were outplayed, then it was on us to make those same choices again. It created dynamic and interesting firefights that never quite played out the same. Meanwhile, if you play Battlefield 6 every match as an infantry player, you ultimately degrade to running around at max speed in the same game as my friends, but not even necessarily with them, trying to kill as many people as possible as quickly as possible, because the cover is useless, and if you're not busy moving, you're busy dying. And yeah, there are other comments. For example, that said, I think they can cook a great successor to Battlefield 2142 if they want to. There are many great futuristic shooters released since then, each with their own takes on modern futuristic gameplay. They can look at those games and see what works and what doesn't, but it's going to be super casual nonetheless. Yeah. Mm, and this comment is quite interesting. I have no doubts that gameplay-wise, DICE could still deliver a worthy successor. I am prepared to get downvoted for this because on the subs dedicated to other Battlefield titles, it is only ever allowed to criticize the newest one, but I think Battlefield 6 is a very good game and I enjoy playing it. What I think isn't possible though is to have a game without very colorful gun, soldier and vehicle cosmetics. Those times are long gone and they ain't coming back because EA desperately wants to push the microtransactions. And maybe I am old, but Battlefield 2143 wouldn't feel as good with the same grease and color palette the original had. It gave it a very unique feel, it also had one of the best faction distinctions out of all Battlefield games, and that is simply not happening again. Overall, I am all for seeing the Titan mode in modern Frostbite engine, but I am not a fool and I am fully aware it will not be Battlefield 2142 clone in just prettier graphics, but many compromises will have to be made. And yes, by all means, bring on Battlefield 2142, but don't expect a carbon copy of Battlefield 2142 and then be disappointed and cry on Reddit. So I will put the link in the description for you to read it, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. See you soon.